Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new episode of my McLaren Return to Glory. Now today we're here for the Imola Grand Prix. Now before we jump into that, I want to quickly say a big thank you for the support so far, guys. Honestly, Season 2 has done much better than expected. I thought there'd be a big drop off, but so far you guys are smashing it, things are holding on, and I'm very thankful, and you guys are really enjoying it, and that means a lot to me. So thanks a lot, guys, for the support. If you haven't seen the last episode at Miami, go check it out, link in the top right. But yeah, we're going to get into this weekend's action and get to upgrades, as the aerodynamics is where we're going to focus our manpower, as the front downforce is something we have to work on, so we get a minor upgrade. We're also going to add a DRS upgrade, because even though it's not that effective, we've got the biggest discount on it. Also, it unlocks the Venturi tunnels, as you can see in the bottom left, which is going to help us out improve other areas of the car. So we're going to get those on. Hopefully they'll be on the car over the next few races. We've got quite a few back-to-back races coming up, so busy times. And also the car, as it is right now, is going to be the car we're going to have for the next couple of races pretty much. Now the rain is not going to be present this weekend, so it's a dry weekend all the way through. And besides Williams and AlphaTauri, the entire pack is merging into one. From Alfa Romeo up to Ferrari, it's really close. We're really converging into a really close competitive pack. Upgrade wise, nothing for us this weekend. Red Bull, Aston Martin bring a couple of things. Alpine as well also bring a pretty big upgrade package to close the gap to us in 7th place. But yeah, we're going to jump into the action as always, into the weekend. There's no sprint, it's a very straightforward weekend with no rain forecast. So currently in practice, and very decent. Car feels good around here. I enjoy Imola. It's a lot of fun this year's game with the improved physics, the way the game handles. The car drives over the curbs a lot better. Tyre wear was really low. Really good to see. Tyre wear should be decent, so we could actually maybe consider a soft tyre for the race at some point. As for the fuel, consumption's pretty high, nearly 50 kg, quite a lot, so we'll see how that goes in the race. I'm also going to take some new components for the race, as the ICE, the MGUH turbocharger and gearbox are all over 50%, and actually 60% in the case of the ICE. So we're going to take those new components. At the minute, if that's the rate we're going through them, we're on course for a grid drop later on in the season, but we'll do some durability work maybe at some point to try and get those upgrades on the car. But even those are getting pretty expensive now, which is yeah, we're getting towards the top end, because we've got fabrication level 3 on the facilities of chassis and the facilities of the durability. So upgrades are getting pretty expensive now, even just for a minor one. So yeah, that's let's get into qualifying, because we have a session to take care of, and hopefully we can try to aim for Q3, which is something we haven't achieved yet this season. Our qualifyings have been underwhelming, and the best I think we've done is P13, if I'm not mistaken. That's our best grid position, I think, so far this year. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, Q1 for now, currently on a banker lap, and to be honest with you, a very good banker. There wasn't really any mistakes. Very good, decent pace, and yeah, we go P7, which is better than usual amongst the Alpines, Mercedes, Haas, which isn't too bad. We then dropped to P12 as others improved, so I went for a second time lap on the same run, and at one point I was up by a tenth. I then lost that advantage, and you can see now we're pretty much level with our previous personal best. As we head to the chicane, I tried to commit, however we invalidated by cutting the first apex, but it tells me there's some time to find at that chicane section if I go for another lap. So yeah, P12 for now. The gap to safety is 0.3 to Hulkenberg and also Sonoda. And looking at other teams around us and further down, I'm going to take a chance and not go out. Luckily, it worked out pretty well for us. The cars behind didn't really improve that much, if at all. And yeah, we comfortably make it into Q2. So after a couple of back-to-back Q1 knockouts, we're back into Q2. And we're hopefully looking to get into Q3. There's a bit more pace to find, but we'll see if we have enough to get into the top 10, which seems to be pretty fast. Look at the pace there from Q1. Either way, fresh set of tyres on our car for this session, as of course, because we saved the set in Q1. So let's see what we can do. The lap in Q1 was, I believe, a 13.5. So that's the bank we're aiming for on this first lap in Q2. And that will be a pretty decent lap if we can hit that out of the box. Up to the line we go, and it's a 1 minute 13.5. So there we go. Pretty decent. Or was it a 0.6 in Q1? I can't remember now. Either way, decent stuff and decent pace, and getting off to a decent start. You can see P13 for now, Lando P8, but we are 4 tenths off Lando. We're fast in the final sector, but we're losing a couple of tenths in the first and second. So work to be done in those areas, although I am just generally a bit down, especially the first sector. They are very strong there, and I can't seem to match them. So yeah, we just got to try and be stronger in sector 2, and then just maximize sector 3, which is our strongest sector. So here we go. Starting out the final lap in Q2. The first chicane, very tough. You want to take a lot of inside curve on the left, but not too much to hit the sausage curb. Short shift to 5th, and you get the power down as soon as possible. We absolutely nail it through there as we're half a tenth up. Into the Villeneuve chicane. I went in a bit too early, clipped the yellow sausage curbs on the left, so it kind of compromised the right and the exit, which cost us that little advantage we had to start off the lap. The Tosa hairpin also wasn't great. I had to correct my rotation. I went a bit too early, which again cost us time. Through turn 9 though, beautifully done through there as we find half a tenth, carrying the speed down the hill into Aqua Minerale. Third gear, short shift to 4th on the power, and we get a nice bit of traction on the exit there. Even with some oversteer, we get good drive. Up to the chicane, we're going to throw the car in, third gear, right left. A little bit of understeer and a bit of a slide. Even though we still gained time, the exit suffered because of that. We had a bit of a bottoming out midway through the chicane. But we're up by a pretty decent amount as we make our way into Ravazza 1. Pretty good there, excellent on the brakes, using the improved brake system to brake super late. And now out the final corner, improving a bit more to find 2 tenths and jump into a 13.2. However, only P12 and 800ths off Arcon in the top 10, but not enough. So qualifying is over for us, albeit I think a better performance than recent races. I think our best performance of the season so far. We equal our best result, which is P13, which is nothing to shout about, but Lando P11. So that tells you the car pretty much, that's where we are, at least 1 lap pace. There's not a lot more to give. So I'm not mad about it. We're about 2.5 tenths off Lando. So that's not too bad. That's one of the closer qualifying this season. So that's much more like it. Still not ideal, work to be done, but that's an improvement. And I do think we could have gone a bit quicker, maybe a tenth quicker. There was a few little, errors here and there, but the gap to Gasly realistically is a bit too big. So I don't think anything other than P13 was possible. So in that aspect, we maximised qualifying and did the best we could. So yeah, that aside, look how close the field is, by the way. Really, really close, really competitive. Gasly, Norris, Ocon, Piastri, Leclerc, Albon, Verstappen, it's all really close. So yeah, we'll see what happens in the race. Either way, I'll take that, and hopefully we can try and get a decent start and have a good race. So guys, let's get into it.
Well, today's venue has a full name that is perhaps lesser known than its informal one. So today we're at Imola, or to give it its official title, the Autodromo Internazionale Enzo e Dino Ferrari, named after their legacy. A beautiful tribute at a beautiful circuit. It's time, everyone, for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. 3.1 miles of track at Imola, featuring 19 turns, 9 to the right and 10 to the left. Remember that Imola differs from most other Formula One tracks as it's taken anti-clockwise. Let's hope nobody forgets that today. The exit from turn 18 will probably be the setup for many of today's overtakes, leading as it does into the longest straight on the circuit, and its only DRS zone. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and a very happy Carlos Sainz will start second. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Russell, Bottas, Leclerc, Albon, Verstappen, Ocon, Oscar Piastri, Norris, Gasly, Martinez, Joe, Hulkenberg, Magnussen, Tsunoda, Perez, Théo Pourchaire, Sargent, and Nick de Vries. And now it's time to head down to the track. Anthony Davidson, a very warm welcome to you as you join me in the commentary box for today's event. Let's talk about Martinez. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Here we go then, time for the race at Imola. P12 is our starting position. Lando's just ahead of us, P10, so we're pretty much there, points-wise, right in front of us. not hard work. So hopefully we can try and push on a bit more and get a few more points. I don't remember how we did here last year. I think we had a pretty decent pace, but I can't remember. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, for this one, we're going to go for a medium tyre. So this is the strategy that the game is personalising for us, which I said before, the soft tyre could be used, but this is the projected one. So both options are good. I'm going to actually start on the medium though, and if I want to go for the soft later, I can. I'm going to leave the option open, but in principle, we'll go for a medium hard, but we'll maybe go for a soft tire. We'll see what happens. Either way, it should be an interesting race, a fun race, and strategy will also play a part. I'm going to go for 2 laps extra fuel, so hopefully no fuel troubles. We can just drive this race. But yeah, start's going to be key. Long run down to turn 1, so we've got to try and get a good start, a good tyre temp, and then hopefully be aggressive, gain a couple of places, and fingers crossed we get some good points at the end of this thing. Lovely. Right. Let's get to work. This should be an interesting one. Lights are on. Revs up. Lights out. Good start. Wow. That's a shunt.
Tyre condition still looking good.
No damage, and somehow we're still alive. Oh my god, that was really ropey. I will not understand how that was not damaged. We've had that once this season before already. Such a big shunt into the back of Lando, but somehow no damage. I hope I haven't damaged his diffuser. That was a weird start. Someone just checked up after the start phase. I mean, everyone got off the line. It wasn't even at the very beginning of the start. That was really weird. Anyway, P12. So where we started, basically. Lost nothing. Gasly has been the one that gained a lot in that weird sequence, but one of the strangest starts I've ever had. So Lando tucked in behind Ocon and Gasly, so both Alpines in the tail end of the points with their upgrades this weekend. But let's see how the car performs. I feel like we had good pace here last year, so I'm hoping that's the case in this one. We can try and build up our confidence. We'll only get quicker as the laps go on. The key thing for now is trying to stay in DRS range. Also, looks like straight line speed is pretty decent, so that's a good sign. Right, let's go head down and push. Albon just ran a bit wide there through the first Ravazza, and the train has completely broken up to the leading pack.
Okay, DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
The AI aren't the best around this track in terms of rule-to-rule combat and behaviour, so that will be a factor in this race. For now though, I feel like I'm lacking pace in certain areas. The acceleration is non-existent. We are getting destroyed in acceleration, so that's a big issue. That's becoming a theme now in this series with the upgrades going on. The AI are way too strong, but yeah, the train has broken ahead, so we'll see how that affects things now. Looks like this race, the best we can hope for is going to be winning this battle in the midfield. The leading group is way too fast. They're so much quicker. They're pulling away easily. So this is our race. This is where we're at right now, and this is the best we can hope for here today. Side by side. Ocon, Albon. This is going to allow Gasly to break away, which really isn't great. Hulkenberg lurking, but not committing. Pace is okay, but the straight line speed's a problem. The AI are becoming more and more overpowered in straight line speed now. Acceleration, the whole thing. Even if I run a low downforce setup, I can't compete with them. They just have, I know they have, I'm convinced they have, because it's the same thing for the last 4 years. They've got some sort of scripted in, just ridiculous engine power to compensate sometimes their bad cornering. Anyway, it's going to kick off this lap because Albon doesn't have DRS, so this could get very spicy, so we've got to be ready. That was a horrible chicane. Took no curb at any point. Ocon's going to probably pass Albon, and Lando may well go through as well. Going to see exactly how fast the Haas is in terms of straight line speed. We cannot let Gasly get away. That is the key thing here. That was not a good final corner. Hulkenberg is going to challenge me here. I don't have an answer. You can see the AI just keep pulling on the straight. Now at VMAX I pull my weight, but They're so strong in the acceleration zone. It's ridiculous. Ocon through. Albon stays in front of Norris. Hulkenberg to the outside. Just time loss everywhere versus these AI around it. Well, we managed to break DRS with Hulkenberg. I think he might have made a small error at some point. Maybe Joe put him under pressure, but I made sure to keep him out of range. In the DRS zone, as now Lando goes for the move on Albon. I'm struggling to keep up right now. My pace isn't great compared to those ahead of us. Lando, Albon side by side. And Lando goes through. Whoa. The car feels horrible right now. I'm not happy with the balance one bit. This is not as fun as season 1. Right, here we go. We're going to try and pass Albon. Hulkenberg has got himself back within DRS range. I don't know if Albon's going to have DRS on Lando, to be fair. I'm really slow in these last 2 corners. I'm losing so much ground. Albon does have DRS, which is really annoying. We'll try and pass him anyway. But no, we ain't got the straight line speed for it. We simply do not have the AI straight line speed juice. And we're out of battery now. Okay, this time Albon doesn't have DRS, so just got to try and clean up this final couple of corners, which I'm struggling with. It's incredible how fast they are through the final corner, the acceleration they get. Anyway, this time, DRS, now we're going to turn the battery on to get the overspeed going. And now we go through, finally. Lando next up. Let's try and get them Alpines. Didn't get DRS on Lando, thought I might have done there, but crucially, at the detection point, I wasn't close enough and I almost dropped Albon, but now he's got DRS somehow, so he's going to catch back up. Well, he's battling with his teammates, so that might just cost them some time. Well, I've dropped Albon, but we ain't got the pace to catch Norris. Not a million miles away, just lacking a little bit. The best thing that can happen is if Lando can get up with the Alpines and the 3 of them battle, that might bring us into play. The car just doesn't feel good at all this race. So the Haas boys have swapped around and Hulkenberg has got ahead of Albon. And as is the trend in this game, when an AI car overtakes another AI car, they pretty much deploy all their battery to try and pull away. So Hulkenberg's in full push mode.
Lando's coming in for his stop now.
I don't know what to do on strategy, I really don't.
We're going to box this lap and push hard on the in-lap.
I don't know if going for a soft is worth it. I'm going to box with the hard tyre. I'm not even going to try and go to the softs where I'm 50% tyre wear. Tyre wear's higher than what I expected or predicted after practice. I think we need a miracle, guys. This is going to be a tough race. Not expecting miracles. Lando's jumped Ocon, which is pretty big. We're going to hold up Gasly as well. So we are going to gain some time back. But yeah, it's been a tough race, man, so far. Really tough. I don't remember it being this tough last season, but I could be wrong. Anyway, the battle is going to continue. Lando now is going to be at the front of this train. McLaren versus Alpine for P8. This should be interesting.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Joe Hulkenberg with the undercut. Lost quite a lot in that phase, but it is what it is. I reckon they'll battle up ahead with Lando and the Alpine, so it's not over yet. Hopefully, and this is me just saying a prayer out loud, but hopefully this tyre suits us better and we're more competitive.
Caution, caution.
Yellow up ahead, Ferrari, I think. Yep, Ferrari. So that will give us a position that might actually give us a chance at some points now. The reliability troubles continue. This time it's Bottas out of the race. No safety car or virtual safety car, so things continue as normal.
Okay, clear.
We're going to sit in the DRS now, Hulkenberg and Zhou, as we get a second warning now, so we've got to be careful. Had to really sacrifice my exit there. My line was terrible, which might cost us DRS. It's going to be close. And we just held on though, crucially. Perez behind. That's not going to be an easy car to stop. We lose too much time through there. Too much time. I'm never going to fight. The Red Bull's a machine on the straight. We just... I don't know what it is, but that AI becoming very strong. At VMAX, we're alright, but in acceleration, we just get eaten up. even if they don't use battery, I've been watching the replays at times to see what they're doing. They still just demolish me in KPH. And I've got a brand new engine as well. We're all going to bunch up here. Hulkenberg on Zhou, Perez closing as well. We're losing time now to the battle ahead of the Alpines and Lando. Right then, time to take no prisoners. I feel like I've got some pace to burn. I want to try and use it. This tyre feels better for now. Getting back at Checo. And we'll use a lot of battery here to try and stay competitive in the first part of the straight. Zhou's going to re-challenge Hulkenberg here. Whoa, that was a slice and a half there from Hulk. I'll try and pass him first chance I get. Oh, hang about. That's bold from Hulkenberg there, very bold. Caught him napping. Let's go. Well, that was absolutely sent over the chicane. Into the detection point, we're going to get DRS. And also, for good measure, I'm going to get the move done now. So I've got no one in front of me, and I can just drive off. Let those three battle away. Let's see if we've got the pace to somehow gain 4 seconds and catch up to the battle ahead and give Lando some assistance. Let's see if I have got the pace to push. What a lap this has been. Using all the battery. This will be my personal best lap without a doubt. Purple sector 3, 14.9. We've completely dropped Zhou and Perez. If they can just battle up ahead, we'll maybe close in. Ocon through on Lando. They sense danger and they're trying to make a move, but Lando holds on. And that cost him time through the first chicane, which is great. There we go. We're there. Now we've got to try and recharge for a couple of laps. And then make things uncomfortable for the Alpines here. I will admit it's very hard to get close. I'm not as comfortable following cars. I'm much happier in clean air. But yeah, we don't have just the pure horsepower to challenge this Alpine kind of double wagon train right now. I lose too much on acceleration. We need them to battle amongst themselves. That would be the ideal solution. That might provide a chance, which could happen now. Gasly slow. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. Called my shot. Now we can break them down. Ocon next. Lando now free to go. Thanks to that battle between the Alpines. That's cost Ocon some time, so he doesn't have DRS anymore. So we can afford to take a charge on this lap, and we'll try and pass him.
Got enough fuel for 3 more laps.
Next time around. Just got to try and stay close on this lap. Here we go then. We're so strong through the chicane. Like always. Now we'll just stay close. Send it on the brakes. Don't care if it's a nasty move. It's an effective move. We're just going to drop Ocon into his own teammate. And they can keep battling. Important now to try and break the DRS and get onto Lando this lap. Take the pressure off. Well, we're not going to get DRS on Lando, but we've broken Pierre. He's not close enough, so this should do the trick now. Bring this one home. Right then, job done. I did not think this result was possible in that first stint, but the hard tyre was a much better tyre for us. Had better pace and was able to compete, albeit with the issues. Pressure off and a decent points finish yet again.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
And here's our winner, pulling their Ferrari into Parc Fermé after a fantastic race. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a drive with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari.
Right then, very happy with that. Decent result, to be fair, and pretty much the best we can aim for. We had no pace to challenge the top 6. They were way too fast, so that is the best we could achieve in this one, to be fair. Carlos Sainz wins and breaks the Mercedes win streak, which was really starting to hot up. But to be fair, that battle for the win was really close all the way through. Leclerc on the podium again, also getting the fastest lap of the Grand Prix with an extra point, so things are getting close in the battle for the top positions. Piastri now really finding his feet and finding some form. P5, and he's gathering momentum race by race. For us though, P7, P8, we beat both Alpines. That's the best we could hope for. So yeah, pretty much maximum points. Bottas, the big retirement from this one. It was Sainz in the last race. Standings, we are currently 8th. Piastri now splits myself and Lando, so he's in between us and is 7 points adrift. Bit of a gap to Carlos Sainz, 14 points up the road. Hamilton still leads the way with Leclerc, the best non-Mercedes in P3. Constructors for us, P5. Gap to Aston Martin has grown quite a lot that race. That was a big hit. P3, P5 Aston Martin compared to us. Gap up to 33 points. 33. So, yeah, it is what it is. We'll keep going, we'll keep punching, we'll try and do the best we can. Upgrades will be key. We've got to try and keep pushing forward. So yeah guys, like the video, subscribe for more. As always, a big shout out to the members for supporting the channel and the content. Finally, check out the 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them already. And yeah guys, cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, and it's goodbye from me.